Hey again, I'm going to keep this kind of brief. I don't have a lot of memory today on my phone, but this is a 29 gallon tank that used to have my blue acaras in it. Moved them out. They weren't happy and weren't doing anything, so I put the goldfish in here, which is a great tank for them. But I want to talk today about Mattenfilter, Hamburger Mattenfilter, the HMF. Poret foam. You can get this from Swiss Tropicals. Big shout out to them. They're awesome. This is not expensive. It's an internal filter, like a sponge filter, but I'm going to give it a try on a more higher bioload tank than you might normally use it for. I want to just see what happens. What we have here is there's no HOB, there's no canister. This is all the filtration. It's internal. The water is drawn in with a pump in this case, and so all the tank water is drawn in through to one side of the tank where the foam is. This is the black foam. Different porosities are different colors, but the black, of course, blends in really nicely with this tank pretty well. I think I could hide it a little bit more, but I don't want to block it. I want to just see what's going to happen. Often you would use an airline tubing to start your water flow and keep the water flowing through that uplift tube that's at the top, coming out at the top there, the white tube. But I'm using an internal filter because I want to have all this inside the tank without much. I don't want to have all my air pumps are noisy and I wasn't into it. So I have this, if you can see, it's dark, but that's my air pump, and I just have it, I have a piece of vinyl tubing attached to the air pump. It's about a 260 gallon per hour air pump, or water pump, and I have some vinyl tubing attached going up through this uplift tube, which I don't really think I need, but I have it, and so I did it that way, so there's not really any bypass, and the water just is pumped through this foam, which is wedged. Got to wedge it tightly. I'm sorry, you can't see it, it's really dark back here, but the foam is top to bottom, side to side, and therefore the water is drawn through the foam to filter. And your biofilter is pretty robust in a setup like this. It's great for shrimp and fry because they don't get sucked into any equipment or anything. But I'm going to throw some flake food in here. You can kind of see the flow is a lot. It's pretty good. It's going through here pretty good. And I want to see if you can see when there was a lot of debris in this tank when I first set it up. You could really tell. But let's just see if you can see. Just want to kind of give this a trial. I may wind up, yeah, I mean, you can really see the water's flowing. I want to see if I could use it in some of my really big tanks, like the 150, and maybe eliminate some of the equipment I have. How about that? Something I've been looking at. Of course, I'm going to have to clean all that flake out of there now, but you can just see how the flow is. It's pretty robust through here. So this will be a real test, but you can see the water is being drawn over there towards that foam, which will of course get clogged to some degree, but the maintenance is low. You don't clean it. You're not supposed to clean it. So head over to SwissTropicals.com. It's a great site, very informative. Just email if you have any questions, you'll get an answer right back, and they're very, very helpful. It's awesome and cheap. So we'll see. I'll keep you posted if this works in this kind of somewhat untraditional Mattenfilter application.